In a sensational interview making headlines on social media, renowned filmmaker Spike Lee and his wife Tonya Lewis Lee heavily encouraged black Americans to consider returning to Africa to enjoy free citizenship packages being offered by countries like Benin. In the interview with friends in New York, on the sidelines of the just ended UN General Assembly, Lee clarified why he was so passionate about marketing Africa to the diaspora, revealing that the theme of returning to Africa has long been on the hearts of Black America throughout history.
Trip back to the motherland. That's why I'm wearing this hat today, because in the year 1619, when our ancestors were stolen from Mother Africa and brought to the United States of America. So there's always been a history of the reconnection. Go back to Marcus Garvey, who his thing was, let's go back to Africa, the motherland. So this is something that is not new. And I'm just glad to be part of. I've been, in fact, the last scene we shot in Malcolm X was in South Africa, Soweto, with Nelson Mandela. So I've been there several times, and when this offer came up, I was amazed, and I'm looking forward. Actually, I haven't been to Benin yet, so I'm going. We got to figure it out when we're going. But it's going to be it's before the end of the year, right? You think?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Indeed, Spike Lee's comments strike at a deep historical truth. The idea of black Americans reconnecting with Africa has long been championed by leaders such as Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, W.E.B. Du Bois, Martin Luther King Jr., Maya Angelou, and even more recently by figures like Danny Glover and Stevie Wonder in the aftermath of the slave trade. The transatlantic slave trade violently uprooted millions of Africans, scattering them across the Americas and Europe in one of history's greatest injustices, leaving behind deep wounds of displacement, cultural erasure, and generational trauma. Its legacy continues to shape global racial inequalities, with many descendants of enslaved Africans feeling severed from their ancestral homelands. In response, some African nations such as Ghana and Sierra Leone have begun offering free or fast-tracked citizenship to black Americans and the wider African diaspora, framing it as both a symbolic homecoming and a tangible way to reconnect with lost heritage. These initiatives are not only acts of historical redress, but also an invitation to rebuild cultural and economic ties between Africa and its global descendants. Therefore, many black American leaders recognized that in the face of persistent racial tensions and systemic inequality in the US, Africa represented not just an ancestral home, but also a potential place of dignity and renewal. Yet, despite the emotional pull of this vision, many African Americans have not taken the bold step to visit, let alone relocate permanently, due to complex concerns. From the financial and logistical challenges of moving to uncertainties about cultural adjustment, opportunities, and even navigating citizenship processes. This is why Spike Lee and his wife Tonya took the opportunity to clarify what exactly African Americans need to qualify for citizenship in Benin or any other African country they can trace their roots to.
There have been a few, and I think you mentioned Ghana. I think Ghana was also offering citizenship, but I believe you had to invest. What's unique and wonderful about what's happening in Benin is that they're offering citizenship to those who are of African descendants, whose ancestors who can prove their ancestry essentially comes from the slave trade, because Benin has a very long history of also being involved in the slave trade, right? And so there is a sense of wanting reconciliation. So it is welcoming those of us of the diaspora back home, if you will. There is no need for investment. It is about just you apply, and it's the application fee. And if you can prove your ancestry, you receive citizenship. So yes, we look forward to citizenship of Benin.
I'd like to say this, though. The one moment that was not really been surpassed when Roots was on TV. What year? It was mid-'70s? Alex Haley's book. That changed everything. I mean, almost every American was watching Roots. And there really hasn't been anything that I know that reached that level of, I don't know what the word is.
I just say, as an African American, just to be able to connect to the continent in some way. Like, I don't know, I've done DNA. I know I do have ancestry along the west coast of Africa. And the thing about what Benin is doing is you don't have to prove that you're from Benin. You just have to prove that you have ancestry along the west coast.
Like Spike Lee and his wife said, Benin has indeed enacted a law allowing Afro-descendants to reclaim Beninese nationality without any investment requirement. To qualify, applicants must be at least 18 years old, hold citizenship in a non-African country, and furnish credible evidence of sub-Saharan African ancestry linked to the triangular trade area, such as DNA tests from Benin-recognized labs, family testimonies authenticated by notaries, civil records tracing genealogy to pre-1944 deportees from West African ports, or parentage ties to already recognized Afro-descendants, with a process initiated via an online portal called My Afro Origins. You will need to fill a simple application form, provide supporting documents like birth certificates and criminal records, and pay a small application fee of roughly $100. If your application is successful, you will receive your certificate of Benin nationality by recognition in 3 months, and permanent status after a 3-year validation stay in Benin, granting immediate rights to enter, reside, and exit the country, while paving the way for a full passport transmissible to heirs. In contrast, Ghana's Beyond the Return initiative, building on the 2019 Year of Return, offers a right of abode for indefinite residency to African diaspora members via a straightforward application to the Ministry of the Interior, requiring proof of African descent like DNA or historical records, a letter of intent, and basic documents like passports, processed in 6 months without investment. It serves as a gateway to full citizenship after several years of residency, or faster via marriage to a Ghanaian. Investment is not a direct requirement to acquire Ghanaian citizenship through naturalization, through substantial economic contributions, and having assets like property or businesses in the country are considered. Other African countries like Guinea-Bissau, Zimbabwe, and Gabon grant similar ancestry-based citizenship without investment requirements. Conversely, Sierra Leone currently offers African Americans 2 main fast-track pathways to citizenship. Fast-track naturalization, which grants citizenship within 90 days for a $140,000 investment covering all fees, and heritage naturalization, which provides citizenship within 60 days for $100,000 to anyone with African ancestry. Both options allow family members, including parents, to be added for $10,000 each. While these programs let applicants bypass the lengthy standard routes, naturalization and permanent residency remain available alternatives, though they can take up to a decade. Nigeria also recently initiated a brown card scheme. While not directly ancestry based, it offers a pathway to citizenship for foreign nationals of African descent, though the procedures are still being finalized. Many African Americans do not know such offers even exist, which is why Spike Lee and Tonya are on a mission to spread the word and spark a movement as Benin's ambassadors for African Americans in the US.
Spread the word. I mean, I don't think that's an accident that they chose Italian eye or prominent African American Negroes. Okay. And spread the word, you know? Spread the word that our brothers and sisters of Benin are telling us, come home, welcome us home, you know, come back to the motherland. Come back where your roots are. And also, we could be an example to other African nations to do the same.
And the world over.
We could be a blueprint.
And the world over. Because when you talk about slavery, it's a very difficult thing. And I think that if Benin is able to show how we can all heal from that, what healing, true healing looks like, I think they can be an example, as you said, for the entire world.
Spike Lee also touched on deteriorating race relations in America and tensions worldwide, branding 2025 as a dangerous year and the future as uncertain. In light of these realities, he seemed to insinuate that African Americans seeking to escape the troubles of America and the West can truly turn to Africa as a viable alternative.
You know, I've been asked many times, sir, about the political situation here in this country. And my answer is that a title of a film directed by the great director Peter Weir, starring Mel Gibson, let's leave his politics out now, but title's called The Year of Living Dangerously. And that's where we're at now. The year, I think, like, for me, that explains everything. This is a year of living dangerously. The world's in peril. All the stuff that's going on, Gaza, you know, nuclear weapons, all, I mean, it's this year of living, I think that, for me, I don't think I have to really go into depth, but that's the title of that film, The Year of Living Dangerously.
Spike Lee's warning about 2025 being a dangerous and uncertain year resonates strongly when viewed against today's global backdrop. Race tensions in America are at their highest levels in years, especially following Donald Trump's return to the White House, while wars and conflicts across parts of Europe, the Middle East, and beyond have left millions living in chaos and insecurity. In this context, Lee's suggestion that Africa could serve as a refuge for African Americans delusioned with the West carries undeniable weight. Of course, Africa is not a flawless paradise. It faces its own challenges. But compared to the deepening fractures in other parts of the world, many may see Africa as offering not just safety, but also belonging, dignity, and a chance to build anew. Could this be the moment when the long-discussed return to Africa becomes more than just an idea? Your perspective matters. What do you make of Spike and Tonya Lee's comments encouraging African Americans to consider relocating to Africa? Share your thoughts and insights in the comment section below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the New Africa channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of our informative future videos. Stay informed, stay engaged, and thank you for watching.